I'm here to kill a rooster. Christian will show me. He got very good at, so he's gonna show me the process. I did see I've a lot of times, but I didn't feel confident yet. So now is the time, right? And we have one rooster, older, and two sons. And we are here in the dilemma to kill or not, which one to keep. So we don't know how's the best way to choose the good rooster.
Yeah, it seems like it's time, and his two beautiful sons, this one being one of them. And so now that he's passed on like that phenomenal genetics, then it would be an appropriate time to kind of, um, you know, put him to rest or let him go on to wherever the next place is, and we'll all enjoy him. So not dude like see these spurs? Isn't that wild?
Oh, his toe is kind of funny.
This is what they use to fight when they're fighting each other.
Okay.
Yeah. So people will put like actual, if they're cockfighting, they'll put like blades and like sharpen these kind of. Yeah, so you got to be careful sometimes when you grab them. We caught our rooster. Really, really beautiful, beautiful bird. Um, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him in this cone that's here. It might be kind of hard to see because we got this plywood there. But so this is gonna kind of, as far as I understand, it's gonna kind of swaddle the bird. It's gonna make them feel a little bit more comfortable. We're gonna pull his head down a bit. We're gonna have access to his throat. Make a nice clean cut. Really phenomenal sharp knife here. And yeah, so then it'll just be kind of very quick, painless. We're also going to show as much reverence for this animal as we possibly can. So we're going to do a little bit of a prayer together and just give it thanks for, you know, providing fertility to all these chickens for us for such a long time, and then ultimately the sustenance that it's going to provide the community. So we're really going to put as much importance on that as we possibly can. So this is going to be a very relaxed transition into whatever else is on the other side for all of us. Okay, so now the bird is in the cone, yeah. So he's good to go. I'm not gonna leave him hanging in there for too long. Right now, hopefully he feels pretty comfortable. He feels swaddled. And so then this knife, it's a really, really beautiful knife. It's pretty much for, I guess, these processes, like the skinning and whatnot. So it's got this razor blade in here. Right, so this is just insanely sharp. You can see it actually comes with like replaceable razor blades. So it's really an amazing knife. We use this for our pigs as well. So when you're doing any sort of process like this, like if your blade isn't sharp, nobody's gonna have a good time. You're not gonna have a good time. The animal, it's inhumane to use not a sharp blade, as far as I've come to understand. And also sometimes you think like your blade is really sharp, and then you go into a process like this and you walk away like not feeling well. Yeah, and the animal suffers. So really important to have a good blade. This one is really phenomenal. We used it for the pigs, and so we're gonna use it for this chicken now. So I'm gonna make a cut around its throat area, kind of like from its kind of looks like an ear. It's not the same as like our ear, but anyway, you get the idea. Kind of coming around here through to the other side. Yeah, and again, there's many videos out there about this process. So if you're ever going to enter into this, watch them all. Make sure that you do this humanely. And we just always make sure that we give thanks to the animal as we proceed with this process. So yeah, we're gonna do a prayer in just a moment. Yeah. Okay, so now we went through the humane killing of the bird. Yeah. Um, all the blood was drained out. We personally, we don't collect the blood. Other people do. They utilize it. Um, as far as I'm concerned, this is going back into the soil, and that's okay too. So now, I'm gonna take the bird out, and we're gonna defeather it. This has to be a process that happens quickly after the death. Some people have mechanisms in place. They can just put this bird in a defeathering machine, which is really phenomenal. We're gonna pluck it together.
We went over here? Or?
Yeah, and ideally we'll save some of the feathers. This really beautiful bird has really beautiful feathers in here. So. Sometimes what people will do, I guess ideally, is they'll scald the bird. So you don't necessarily have to, but if you scald the bird, then all these feathers you can see, sorry, yours, where, this takes more time, right? But if you scald the bird, then it kind of loosens up those follicles, at least that's what I imagine is happening. And then this process is a lot easier. You can run it through a machine that does the same thing. Again, we're kind of doing it like how it's always been done. So we're just plucking it by hand. But yeah, then next we're going to go into, I guess, evisceration. And ideally, you want everything to happen in a very short amount of time. We don't want to spend too much time on this process. Finished plucking the bird between the two of us, Iris and I. We have him set out here. So the next step, I'm going to go ahead and eviscerate the bird. I'm going to take out the guts, yeah, and then we're going to section it off how we want. I'm going to keep the bird whole. We're going to take off the feet, take off the head, and I'll pull out the guts, and then yeah, and then we'll section everything off, the organs that we want, the ones that we don't want, anything that we're not going to consume ourselves, and everything is going to be used of this bird, right? And we're also potentially going to make like a headdress from the feathers, something like that. So they'll all be utilized.